Baxter Yoga. Today I want to take a little piece of one of our asanas and play with it dynamically. So a very commonly taught pose these days in Western practices of yoga in the United States and in Europe and such is the pose known as triangle pose. And one of the challenging things about triangle pose is that it requires a certain amount of mobility in the hip joints and the lower back area. And so in the last couple of weeks I've been playing around with this little idea that I've been calling pizza in the oven, in which we do that little maneuver that you might do if you had an industrial-sized pizza oven and you needed to reach out and kind of place the pizza in the oven from a triangle stance. So let me show you what I mean. Let's step our feet wide apart. That's all you need is a sticky mat really right now. We're going to turn our right foot out 90 degrees, kick our left heel back a little bit, and then the first hip adjustment you want to make is a slight rightward rotation of the hips towards the right foot. So just a slight turn. And then of course in triangle pose our chest comes back a little bit to the left. So from here I'm kind of ready for action, and I'm going to try to find this little tipping and untipping action in the hips as I move forward and back. Now it's important to maintain a little bit of strength around the hip joint so that you're not collapsing or dropping deeply into the front hip joint. That can be problematic. So I like to feel like my pelvis is lifting up a little bit away from my leg bones. We're going to bring our arms up. We're going to turn the front palm up as if we had a pizza in hand. And then as you inhale, imagine you're sliding a pizza into an oven. And then as you exhale, come right back out. So you'll notice that my hips tip and slide a little bit, my chest lengthens out, and then I'm going to exhale back in. So we'll do that a couple of times. Inhaling, pizza in the oven. Exhale, pizza out of the oven. Do that 3 more times on your own, following your breath. So this dynamic movement is warming up the tissues around the hip joints that will allow you to be more successful eventually in coming into some version of triangle that feels good for your body. It'll probably feel better than it usually does. So let's try it on the second side. Turn the feet even. Make sure your big toes are lined up side to side. And then take that left foot, turn it out 90 degrees. Kick the right heel back an inch or so the legs are set. The pelvis has a slight turn. The chest comes back to line up with the long edge of your mat. Bring your arms up. Turn your left palm up towards the sky. And then as you inhale, as if you were placing a pizza in a pizza oven. And then exhale, come out. I'm keeping a lift in my pelvic bones as I do that. So I'm nice and strong and stable. Inhale, reaching into the oven. Exhale, sliding out. Let's do that about 4 more times. Inhaling and exhaling. And as we would for regular triangle pose, we're trying to keep the knees straight and strong. Last 2 on your own. And again, prepping the hip movement so that when we've tipped to a safe and stable degree, we can bring our hand wherever it would go today. I might be a little tight from not doing a full practice, so I might be higher than normal, or I might be very loose and open and get down a little further. So really honoring where those hips can take you. Pizza in the oven, a special little warm-up for Utthita Trikonasana, otherwise known as triangle pose. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Follow me on my website, baxterbell.com. Check out the blog Yoga for Healthy Aging for lots of amazing content. And then don't forget I have longer video practices on the practice channel at yogauonline.com. Until the next time, namaste.